Russia's possible countermeasures after Ukraine's Spiderweb drone campaign. The unprecedented drone attacks carried out by Ukraine deep into Russian territory, targeting 5 strategic airbases, may provoke a strong response from Moscow. This operation, known as Spiderweb, has significantly shifted the balance of strategic power and created serious concerns among geopolitical analysts. Strategic drone strikes across 4,000 kilometers. On June 1st, the Security Service of Ukraine, SBU, confirmed the execution of a large-scale drone assault against multiple airbases situated thousands of kilometers from Ukraine's borders. These airbases included Belaya, Irkutsk, Olenya, Murmansk, Dyagilevo, Ryazan, and Ivanovo. To achieve this, Ukraine deployed first-person view (FPV) drones that were secretly transported inside mobile wooden cabins on civilian trucks. The drone deployment mechanism allowed remote-controlled roofs to open at the critical moment, releasing the drones to strike Russian bombers directly on the tarmac. The Belaya airbase, located over 4,000 kilometers from Ukraine, became one of the most distant targets ever attacked. According to the SBU, the operation destroyed over 40 aircraft, approximately 34% of Russia's strategic bomber fleet, including Tu-95 and Tu-22 aircraft that are no longer in production. Estimated material losses exceed $7 billion USD. The Kremlin's dilemma. Analysts anticipate heightened rhetoric and visible outrage from Russia's leadership. Keir Giles of Chatham House told Newsweek that Moscow is likely to reinforce warnings about uncontrollable escalation risks directed especially toward the West. There is speculation that Russia may declare its nuclear forces on high alert once again, using the threat of escalation to deter further Ukrainian attacks and pressure the United States to restrain Kyiv. Moscow may also seek to portray such drone incursions as provocations that risk drawing NATO into a broader conflict. However, experts like Sedimir Nestorovich from ESSEC Business School believe the Kremlin might downplay the scale of the Ukrainian attack to avoid admitting a strategic failure. According to him, public acknowledgement of Ukraine's success could undermine internal confidence and international prestige. Diplomatic repercussions and military responses. The strategic success of Spiderweb could reduce Moscow's willingness to engage in ceasefire negotiations. Vuk Vuksanovich of LSE Ideas argues that Kiev has now gained its most significant tactical upper hand since late 2022, weakening Russia's interest in diplomacy. Instead, the Kremlin is expected to harden its stance on issues such as NATO membership for Ukraine and its claims over annexed territories. Militarily, Russia's likely short-term response will include intensified missile and drone attacks on Ukrainian infrastructure and cities, an act of retribution and pressure. Experts believe Russia may bide its time and aim to exhaust Ukraine's military capabilities during the expected summer offensive. A new phase in the war. According to the Institute for the Study of War, ISW, Ukraine's ability to strike strategic bombers may limit Russia's capacity to conduct long-range missile and drone attacks in the near term. Replacing the damaged or destroyed bombers will also be challenging as Russia lacks the industrial infrastructure to mass-produce these aircraft quickly. The implications of the Spiderweb operation go beyond military logistics. They highlight the obsolescence of traditional strategic safe zones in modern warfare. In an era of autonomous weapons and asymmetric tactics, no location is too remote and no fleet is untouchable. Perspective. Ukraine's Spiderweb campaign represents a turning point in the conflict, both in terms of battlefield innovation and strategic messaging.
The operation has shown the world that geography alone no longer guarantees security. For Moscow, the attacks were a humiliating exposure of military vulnerability. For Kiev, it was a masterstroke of precision, persistence, and patience. As the situation evolves, global attention will turn toward how Russia recalibrates its doctrine of deterrence, and whether it chooses to escalate, retaliate, or re-strategize in the face of an increasingly agile adversary. Subscribe to the channel to see the latest videos.